My name's Amber, and I am a survivor of suicide. So my mother passed away after taking her own life in May of 2016, just 4 days after my daughter was born. It was a very difficult time. My mother suffered with mental illness and struggled with it her entire life. From my sister and my perspective, she had borderline personality disorder as well as some narcissistic personality disorder. And what we likely think is a result of some substance abuse within the last 2 years before she passed away. While my sister and I have also suffered with mental illness, my mother's was very pervasive. Even though she understood that mental illness was normal and natural, she was ashamed. She didn't want that to be a primary characteristic of what people knew about her. So even though in our family it was something we discussed and it wasn't abnormal, in full societal communication that we had with her friends and with her other loved ones, it wasn't something that was brought up. And in fact, we were punished if we did. There were no easy warning signs leading up to her passing. I used to talk to her on the phone every day, and suddenly, instead of talking to me on the phone, I got hundreds of emails. Emails that would go from, "Hi, how are you?" to, "I hate you." Things that you would never want your mother to say. In the last couple of months of my mother's life, and particularly in the last week, she got rid of her belongings. She'd clearly been planning to leave the earth. It was not something that was a spur of the moment, fast decision. We didn't understand how deep in the dumps she was until we went and found that she had sold all of our family items. Things that you don't think about, like Christmas decorations that you're never going to see again, family photos that we miraculously got in the mail the day that she took her own life. She did it because she thought that that was the best thing that she could do for our family. It seems morbid and sad, but the only pseudo note she wrote was written on her life insurance policy. We miss her every day. I think about her every time I spend time with my daughter. She loves music. My mother would have adored her, and I know she did. And one day, when I get the courage to tell my daughter what happened and why Grammy's not here, I'm going to tell her it's because she loved her more than anything. While it was heartbreaking and difficult, I have to say that it is by far the greatest blessing that we could have been given, to know that she's now safe. I don't have to worry about my mother anymore, and that's why I wrote that song. Because I don't have to worry if she's going to be okay. I don't have to worry if I call if she won't answer. I don't have to worry about people visiting my home to tell me she's in danger. I know that she's safe, and I know she's looking over us every day. My life is not all sad things that I have to persevere. I have a number of wonderful things that I love to do every day. I am a songwriter. I play flute, guitar, piano, and I sing. I love to perform. I've been part of a rock band, which kind of automatically sets me above the crowd. I'm sorry, but when you're in a rock band, you're automatically cooler than everyone else. And in my real life, I'm a doctor. I get to work with people every day. As an audiologist, I get to help people of all ages hear better and communicate better with their loved ones. I help people with balance disorders. I love to teach, and I help students that are learning about what audiology is all about. If they're not quite certain what they like to do, I'm a big advocate for my profession. At 29 years old, I'm the president of the California Academy of Audiology. I got my doctorate at 25 years old. I've been active in the community of Santa Rosa and have taught at the Santa Rosa Junior College as well as the Sonoma State University. And I absolutely can't wait to find out what other opportunities are ahead. What I want to really let this message be is mental illness is scary enough, and we don't need to hide it. We don't need to be ashamed of it. We need to treat it. We need to talk about it. We need to have better communication as well as better outlets for family members such as myself. When I recognized that my mother's illness had declined, she was not capable of mentioning that she needed help. She wasn't capable of getting that help on her own. And because of imminent threat laws here in California as well as in Colorado where she lived, we couldn't get her help without her consent. So there are a number of things legislatively that we need to work on and that we need to fix in our mental health system, but I hope that this message will help move that further along. Suicide is not something that is written all over someone's face, and there's no way to really predict it. While we are fortunate enough to have the suicide hotline, which I encourage everyone to use and spread like wildfire, it should be just as easy to access as 911. We should also look out for the subtle signs of suicide. If you or a loved one are struggling with suicide, talk to them. Do whatever you think is necessary to get the message across. If you feel worthless, if you feel like you would be better off not on the earth, people love you. People need you. If you are someone who's struggling with suicide survival, you're not alone. National Suicide Survivors Day is November 18th of 2017. If you or someone you know is a victim or a survivor of someone that they loved who's committed suicide, I encourage you to look in your community for a sponsored event for National Suicide Survivor Day, again November 18th, 2017.